Wastewater has been a problem for centuries. The most common way of dealing with wastewater is with sewer systems or septic tanks. Sewer systems have high installation and maintenance cost, problems with blockages and overflows, and treatment plants have problems treating the many chemicals from industry. Septic systems can fail due to poor soils or homeowners' improper maintenance. In both cases, these systems contribute millions of gallons of pollutants into our rivers, streams, and lakes. What if there was an on-site wastewater system that cleaned wastewater much better than conventional systems without further burdening wastewater treatment plants? What if this system also cleaned water so well that 60% or more of this water could be reused for irrigation, toilet flush, and cooling?
Dr. Halford House, President of Integrated Water Strategies. I've been fascinated by cleaning water for about 30 years now, and it's a passion of mine. Matter of fact, when I get out of bed in the morning, the first thing I think about is how can I go out and clean some water? And it's nothing more exciting than taking putrid, smelly, engineering term, yucky water, and transforming it into water that sparkles, smells great, and can be reused, recycled.
This is the ribbon cutting and the dedication of the new library, of course, and the Sustainable Technologies building here in Chatham County. And a prominent feature that makes this Sustainable Technologies building and campus work is the water filtration and recycling system that has been designed by Integrated Water Strategies. We are taking all of the wastewater from these buildings, and that means the stuff that comes out of the toilets and the kitchens and any other water sources, recycling it through constructed wetlands, or maybe a better way to describe it is designed ecosystems. These are closed systems that are lined and with the proper kind of plumbing inside them so that the water can be taken in and distributed throughout the system, where it is then cleaned just the way nature cleans water. This is a wastewater treatment plant. Just like any plant is a wastewater treatment plant, because the roots of these plants have billions and billions of bacterial colonies on them. It's the bacteria that on the roots of these plants that eat up the contaminants and convert the contaminants of in wastewater into compounds that are harmless. And the nitrogen and the phosphorus that's in the water is also used to nourish the plant. These plant roots put out a little bit of oxygen and a little bit of sugar, so that's what attracts the bacteria. So you have the ecosystem working together to clean wastewater and nourish plants at the same time. So that's why you get a beautiful campus, a park-like system that is cleaning water at the same time as it's beautifying and making a very nice place for people and animals alike. These systems do control nitrogen and phosphorus much better than conventional systems do, because plants just do a better job of that than machines. Right now, rather than towns investing in an entire wastewater treatment system, they could use a system like this to augment what they're already doing. We could take their effluent that they might be discharging into a river or a stream and further polish that water so that it's even cleaner, so that by the time it goes back into the ecosystem, would then be much, much cleaner. The water comes out of the buildings. It first goes into a septic tank so that solids settle out, and then from there it goes into the treatment modules, where it is cleansed, goes back into another tank, and it continues to be recirculated through the system until it's very, very clean, and then it goes into a holding tank where it is then taken back into the building, where it's used for toilet flush. It's used for cooling as well, cooling the buildings, and then also water is brought back outside in order to irrigate all of your landscaping, which helps to make you immune from drought. Because while everybody else who is depending on conventional systems where there may be watering restrictions, well, you've got your own reuse water right here. What you're looking at here is one of the landscaping modules that has grass in it. And part of the benefit of the integrated water strategy system is that after the water is cleaned by our planter modules, it then comes into the landscaping to irrigate. So you're reusing the water. So you can reuse up to 60% of the, or even maybe in some cases even more than 60% of reused water, so that you can have irrigation without using potable water. You don't need potable water to water plants. You don't need potable water to flush the toilet. You don't need potable water to put in your cooling system. Any other non-potable use can be fed by reuse water without taking and drawing more water out of the ground or out of Jordan Lake, or whatever your water source is. Well, part of many of Integrated Water Strategies plans is to put in some kind of feature where the water is going to come into contact with sunlight. A fountain, a waterfall, a small creek, because what you're getting here is you're getting greater oxygenation of the water, which helps to clean it. You're also getting ultraviolet light from the sun, which helps to clean the water. See, it's oxygenation and it's not ozone, but it's oxygenation and the ultraviolet light that helps to kill bacteria. So that's another way of taking advantage of nature's model to clean water. Well, you take places that are inaccessible. Let's say you want to build a beautiful hotel/conference center in a really great location, but you might be tens, hundreds of miles from the nearest wastewater treatment facility. You can still build that place by having an on-site wastewater treatment system that's a part of your landscaping, or that is also a part of a component that helps to irrigate your forest around you. So let's also say you've got a piece of land that doesn't perk. We have a lot of land in this area here in Chatham County that's what they call Triassic Basin soils that are practically impenetrable. The water just sits on top of it. So when you're thinking about having a standard leach line and leach field, it doesn't work because the water doesn't percolate down through the soil. Well, these systems that we build are on top of the soil. So it doesn't matter what kind of soil you have. And also, on top of that, sometimes when you have a piece of property, the piece of the property where you want to build, that might be the only piece of property that perks. So you have to put your wastewater treatment system there, your leach line and leach field. But with a system like this, you put your house on the prettiest part of your lot, and anywhere else can be where you put your wastewater treatment system.
In some areas, we compete with wastewater treatment plants based on two big issues. One is, oftentimes it's very expensive to send a wastewater treatment line to collect waste to a site, say $500,000 a mile. And we normally can build something less expensive than that on site and manage the water, treat and reuse it. In terms of the economic big picture, when you look at treatment and reuse is what we're certainly very interested in. One approach is the model of a wastewater treatment plant which collects water from around a landscape and brings it to a central location and treats it. It works quite well, but most of their cost is in the pipe, getting the water there. And then if they decide to reuse the water, cleanse it and send it back to where it started, they put in another pipe. So it's double pipes to do the same thing we can do on site. So basically we're competing against the cost of pipe on a large scale.
So many people have realized that if we are going to truly live sustainable lives on this planet, that we're going to have to learn to do things smarter. And nature is a lot smarter than we are. Nature has been at this for billions of years. We just started building wastewater treatment systems, a couple of hundred years ago. And plants, believe me, know how to do this job a lot more efficiently than the machines we build do.
For more information, go to waterrecycling.com.